2 for 86 in the first session, 2 for 88 in the second. England continue to add runs to their lead. The gifted wicket of Moeen Ali as tea is taken on day two of this fourth test at the Oval. VVS Laxman with me on ESPN Cricket for Match Day. Gee, that would have been the near perfect session. Laxman had Moeen Ali not gifted his wicket away, but you think England's still asserting control of this test match, or has that wicket changed things slightly?
I still feel that England is ahead. But having said that, not by much, Ronak, because this wicket has really eased out. It's become a very good batting surface, and we know that the Indian team or the Indian batting lineup is eagerly waiting to prove themselves on this tour. And I think this is a perfect platform for them to showcase their talent. And if they can bat big and even give a target of 200, 225 with probably 90 overs on the last day, I think in India will fancy their chances. But having said that, you have to get rid of Pope. I mean, he's brilliant. As I mentioned during the lunch break, that he's someone who will have a very bright Test future. And we also have to remember that Chris Wokes has got a Test 100 and is more than capable batsman. And Robinson and Anderson can contribute. So I think it's important to not let the game drift away and get this balance England wickets as soon as possible.
Let's talk about the wickets that did fall in that session. Bairstow was looking good. We were wondering whether Siraj is carrying a niggle, running a little bit out of gas. Suddenly he produces, a moment of brilliance, Lakshman. Perhaps the one thing that will be interesting to know about Mohammad Siraj early in his test career is whether he'll blow hot and cold. What will it be to be consistent? He produces a good ball, and there's a lot of chat whether he's bowling the way he was bowling in Australia. What do you make of Siraj and the hot and cold sort of nature we associate with him?
I just feel that he's definitely not 100% fit. Because yes, sometimes you can talk about his control or lack of control. But one thing which you can't find in Siraj's bowling is the lack of intensity. But if you see before lunch, even the 2 overs he bowled yesterday, or in Edingley in his third and fourth spell, I just felt that there was lack of intensity and his speed was dropping and coming close to 125, 127. You don't see that very often when Siraj is 100% fit. And I've seen him grow in stature as a bowler. So I just feel that because he's either tired because of the workload or he's carrying a niggle, he's not able to bowl with the kind of intensity we have seen Siraj bowl in his short career so far. Yes, there can definitely be improvement as far as control is concerned. We don't want him to give runs on both sides of the wicket, and that's something which he requires to address. And I'm sure with his work ethic, he will definitely improve on that in that aspect. But I just feel that he's not 100% fit.
Yeah, be interesting to see if Siraj does go the full throttle the rest of this innings. Moeen Ali, England were looking so comfortable. Lakshman, not the first time that we've seen Moeen Ali just produce a shot out of nowhere that causes his downfall. If he comes back in that dressing room and your coach, I don't think he'll be very happy.
That's the way he bats, but it's just that he didn't execute that shot properly because you, as a coach, or the team management, you have to back your players to go out and play to their strengths because he's a left-hand batsman, and he's a great striker of the cricket ball. And Jadeja, whenever he's flighting the ball, he's not able to get the dip, and it becomes very easy for the batsman to play those big shots. But unfortunately, I think the line was just wider than probably Moeen Ali anticipated or expected, and that's why he was not able to execute that shot. And he almost sliced the ball, and that's why it went towards the cover region. But then that's the way Moeen Ali bats, and that's the way he scores his runs, And I think the kind of position England were in and the kind of partnership which was blossoming, you expect a stroke player to go out and back himself to play that shot. But just at the right time, India got that breakthrough. Because if they would have gone into tea with just one wicket, and that of Johnny Bairstow and Moeen Ali and Pope dominating the way they have done, I think the morale in the dressing room would have been really bad.
Ollie Pope looking very good, Lakshman, making it look very easy. He's having the better of the batting conditions, but he's hardly put a foot wrong.
Yeah, he must have definitely got the better of the batting condition, but we have to also give a lot of credit to his mental strength, because it's never easy for anyone to come back into that England batting lineup when there's so much of pressure and he's playing against quality Indian bowling lineup. We saw what happened to Amit in his comeback match in Lords, so there will be a lot of nerves, you will be anxious, What I noticed right from the first ball, he was very assured, and the way I see that assurance is the way he moves at times. You know, the footwork was very nimble, and I just feel that he's someone who's got a lot of time when he's playing against quality fast bowlers, and he's got all the shots in the book. You know, and he is someone who's so good to watch bat, you know, because there's this real class whenever he's batting, just like Ian Bell had when he was batting for England, you know, because I just feel that he's playing the ball late, and which is so important to be successful at the highest level, whether you're playing in England or in any other condition. So he's got all the traits to become a world class batsman.
Yeah, it's nice that we're mentioning the likelihood to Ian. Belly himself has said it. He's going to be with us at Stumps. We kept bringing this up when Belly was with us when England were here in India, but that was not a good time to make the comparison. Like you pointed out, everyone was short of runs on that tour. But we will have Ian Bell at Stumps. Now let's look at this last session. Is this going to continue to get hard for India in this last session, Lakshman? The second new ball is due in 10 overs. Do you see that making any sort of impact?
Well, I just would like to see Umesh Yadav and Jasprit Bumrah start the proceedings. Even though it's just a 2 over spell from Bumrah and probably 3 over spell from Umesh, because you're going to get the new ball and you will take the new ball, you know, in 10 overs time. But having said that, 10 overs is a big, a long time. You don't want England to get a lead of another 30, 40 runs, and suddenly the lead from 36 will become close to 70, 75, and then Virat Kohli and the team will feel the pressure, and then you know they can be a little defensive in their approach. So I just feel whoever has bowled the best, and for me it has been Bumrah and Umesh Yadav. They have to start the proceedings and look to get the wicket of Pope and Vokes and finish this and this England batting innings, because every run which you are giving in this first innings, it will get tougher when you batting second time in this test match. So every run is valuable.
Yeah, that having been said, what kind of lead do you think keeps India still in the game?
I still feel anything under 75 will not be too much of an issue. But having said that, it's very important for India to bat to its potential. I maintained this right from the first test match that Indian batting lineup is a class batting lineup. You know, they have delivered in the worst of conditions, but it's just that in this series so far, they have not played to their potential, barring a couple of batsmen. So if India bats to their potential and on this wicket, I am expecting them to score big, because uh, tomorrow and day after tomorrow, you will see the best batting conditions in this test match. And on the last day, I feel that anything above 200, 225 will be tough for England to chase. And I just feel, I mean, watching this test match, how much I'm missing Ashwin not being there in the playing 11, because Ashwin would have been an ideal option for Virat Kohli, not only in restricting the flow of runs, but also putting pressure on the England batsmen. And come the last day, I'm sure Virat Kohli will miss the services of Ravichandran Ashwin.
Yeah, I like that you bring that up now. It was literally the last thing I was going to discuss before we wrap this up. Whether we sound like a broken record, and our panel has maintained this even before the test matches, not only looking at conditions and match situations in hindsight, but Jadeja as the sole spinner. While is it that he has limitations, Lakshman? Can he do more of a role to sort of be that frontline spinner, or is he just never going to be what Ashwin can be? Ashwin could have been far more potent today.
Yeah, definitely. Because if you compare both Ravichandran Ashwin and Ravindra Jadeja, just for pure skill set as a spinner, I think Ravichandran Ashwin is a far more skillful spinner than Ravindra Jadeja. But Ravindra Jadeja has really improved. But for me, if Ravindra Jadeja has to be effective on these kind of surfaces, it is more about beating the batsman in flight, because he's not going to get anything from the wicket like he gets in the subcontinent conditions or when India plays at home, because someone who bowls at a quicker pace, flatter trajectory, he definitely uses the crease. He requires purchase from the wicket, and when the ball starts to turn and grips from the surface, Ravindra Jadeja becomes almost unplayable, whether you're a right-hand batsman or a left-hand batsman. Whereas on this kind of surfaces where there is not much of help for the spinner, you want to beat the batsman in flight. And I think that skill Ravichandran Ashwin possesses, and that's why he's been successful and he's got more than 400 Test match wickets.
Well, it's all a matter of hindsight now for Virat Kohli. Would be thinking about it, but India still have just a lead of 36 that England have to contend with. So let's see how this game starts. VVS Laxman, thank you very much. Ian Bell will join us too on what looks like a good day for Ollie Pope. So it'll be fun chatting with Belly as well, as Ollie Pope eyes to become someone other than Joe Root in that England team to get 100 in this series. Keep an eye out for those last three wickets, and we'll see if India get to bat again on day two. Join us for post match analysis on ESPN Cricket for Match Day.